Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a brand new pick a card for you guys today, and today we are asking the question, when will he return? So yes, that infamous question, kind of along the lines of, when God when? Why God why? But yeah, so chances are, most likely this question will apply to you if you are currently in separation with a particular person right now. If you guys are in zero contact or very limited contact, I would say, this is going to be the question for you that you probably want to have answered, and you would just like to know, like, when is the show going to get on the road here? Like, when are things going to move forward? When are things going to motivate here? So that's what we're going to look into here, is a little bit of timing to see what you guys need to know. And as usual, you guys, I am going live tomorrow night, Monday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I go live typically every Mondays and Fridays at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I would love to see you guys pop on by, come on out for that, get a reading done. So that's basically what I'm doing. And I am also open and available for private readings too. So if you are interested in that, hit me up for that as well. Information about lives and private readings, all that good stuff is down in the description below for you guys to check out. And yeah, otherwise, I appreciate you guys coming here and, give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe, hit that notification bell, drop me a comment, all that good stuff. I love interacting with you guys. But otherwise, I'm going to hop into this here and introduce the 3 different piles that we have. And I'm still hanging out here in Chicago at my mom's, so I'm still getting resourceful here on things to find for these pick-a-cards. And I have 3 lovely different candles from Bath & Body Works here. These are actually 3 candles I have bought during my time here, so they're not going away. They will travel back with me to LA whenever I do go back. And yeah, so just pick a candle, I guess you could say. So pile number 1 is Snickerdoodle. It's a Snickerdoodle candle. It smells, does it give a candle like smell description on here? Maybe not. Oh, here it is on the bottom. It says it's warm spices, creamy vanilla, sugared musk with essential oils. So that's the description of the sugar Snickerdoodle candle. It's obviously from their Christmas candle stuff, which is always like so yummy and so delicious. I just want to like eat the candles. They're so good. So that one's pile 1. Pile 2 is Wild Berry Jam Donut, which I actually just got this one recently. I think it's like one of their new fragrances for Valentine's Day, I want to say. But this one smells like sweet wild berry jam, powdered donut, brown sugar crumble with essential oils. So once again, something that could be so yummy you could just eat the candle. Someone needs to come up with that, like a candle you can eat because it smells that good. And pile number 3 is Pumpkin Cupcake from their fall lineup. This one and the sugared Snickerdoodle I got during like their like big candle sale that they did like in November or something. And this one is whipped buttercream, Madagascar vanilla, pumpkin spice, freshly baked cupcake with essential oils. So those are your 3 different candle options. So I would say, pick the candle that, would smell the best to you, or you would like to have like lit up in your home basically. So pick the candle that clicks with you, resonates with you the best. And timestamps, of course, are down below. And we're going to start off here with sugared Snickerdoodle for pile number 1. Hi, pile 1. If you chose sugared Snickerdoodle as your candle, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out when he will return. Yes, so we definitely want to know that. We want to know what's going on. We're going to start off here with some Divine Time Oracle messages here from Bridget Rao of Divine Essentials, and we're going to find out, just like when they're going to be back. Let's see what we got. All right. So the first card out we have is Expect an Upgrade Within the Decade. So with this card, it's not saying that, you have to wait 10 years or something like that for things to finally come around with this person. But what it is saying is over the course of the next 10 years, you're gradually going to see improvements in your life. And I feel like this is going to be as a whole. It's not just going to be dealing with your person, but it'll be as a whole with everything. Because usually, if we're getting these upgrades, if you're having things improve in one area of your life, it's automatically going to impact and affect the other areas of your life. It's going to be like a domino effect. It's just going to ripple out. So, maybe it doesn't necessarily start with your person. Maybe it's your career, for example, that you start to see improvements with first. You start getting promotions, you start getting raises, you start getting more responsibilities and that kind of thing. And, maybe that's where it starts. But then it's like gradually as you see your career improve, you start to see other areas of your life improve too. In your personal life, it could be with your friends, your family, your love situation, all that kind of stuff. But this is a gradual progression that happens over time. So, it's like a year from now, you're going to be in a better position than where you're sitting right now. 5 years from now, you're going to be better than where you're going to be next year. 10 years from now, it's going to be like, boom, it's all going to finally come together. So it's like a crescendo, it's not something that's going to happen overnight. And that's a good thing because you don't want to be like a shooting star that comes and goes, because as quickly as a shooting star rises, is as quickly as it fades. And you don't want that to happen, obviously. So right away, I don't get the feeling that this is a situation with your person that is going to happen immediately. I do think it's going to take some time, but it is going to happen over time. You're going to need some patience, but it'll be worth it. It'll be worth the wait, that's for sure. We also have 333, Ascended Assistance, Third Element Transformation. So number one, you guys may be seeing a lot of threes. 333, just in general in your life, something to be on the lookout for. And when I see third element transformation, to me that automatically kind of says like right away that one of the reasons it could be taking a while to work things out with this person and to see things happen with this person is there could be a third party involved. Either you could be involved with somebody else or they could be involved with somebody else, but there definitely could be like this third thing that's going on. And if there is an outside influence, an outside force, that could be exactly the thing that is, making this process slow pretty much, which is making everything slowed down, which is going to take time, especially if maybe you're dealing with somebody who's married. They may have to get a divorce if there's children involved. That's a whole mess of crazy stuff that needs to be dealt with. But there could be stuff with that, lots of court related stuff. Or maybe it's you. Maybe you're the person who's married. Maybe both of you are. I mean, if both of you are, then there's messes to clean up on both sides, So definitely take it as it resonates. But it definitely seems like there's some third situation that may be going on between the two of you, which is why it's going to take some time to see this unfold. We also have, it's time for a break. How are you even awake? So I feel like you've really been stressing yourself out over the situation, that you've really kept yourself like looking at the clock, asking like, when is this going to happen? When? We got to stop doing that. I feel like it's like using up all this energy, trying to figure out when this is going to work out or trying to force it to work out, that you're putting in all this time and all this effort. And it's like, it's almost become like another job. It's almost become like this second full-time job or something that you may have. And that's why it's time for a break. How are you even awake? Like, you're exhausting yourself. You're exhausting yourself, exerting all this extra energy into it that you really don't need to, that you need to just kind of, take your foot off the gas. You're going to, if this was a car, you would be burning your engine out. You need to, put the car in the shop and fill it up with some oil and stuff here. So yeah, I feel like there's definitely this sense of needing to take a break, needing to just like relax from the situation. That doesn't, and when I say that, that doesn't mean like step away and, forget about it and it doesn't matter and move on or anything like that. But I think what it does mean is to step away and, put that energy and put that attention elsewhere in your life. Put it on your career, put it on your kids, put it on your finances, put it on your friends, your family, whatever the case may be. Put it on yourself. But it's definitely time to stop like looking at this as like another job, because it's going to drain you and it's going to exhaust you. And if you keep going in that direction, you're going to get this as the result. It's never going to happen and it's never going to work out if you're constantly exuding all of this energy and attention like towards this person or towards this situation. You're not leaving any room for there to be ebb and flow. If anything, it's like suffocating it. If this was like a little tiny plant and you want it to grow, you're either putting it out in too much sun or you're dousing it with too much water. But either way, doing that is killing it. And you want to give it some breathing room. You want to give it some air. You want to give it some space, especially if this is something that is supposed to grow and happen naturally over time. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take a while, you guys. Like, I'm being honest. I'm not just gonna, throw fairy dust and sprinkles up your butt here and basically tell you like, oh, don't worry, like it's gonna happen tomorrow. Just have faith. I'm being honest, you guys. I hate to say it, but it's gonna take a while. It is gonna take a while, at least for pile number one. Which is unfortunate, but that doesn't mean it can't happen. I just feel like if you remain on this track record of keeping yourself in the hamster's wheel, basically spinning your wheels, kind of going nowhere over the situation, you're going to get never results, is what's going to ultimately come dealing with it. So you kind of just need to take a break. And just because you take a break and you step away from a situation, that doesn't mean that you don't care about it anymore. That doesn't mean it doesn't matter. That doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. It just means that, you need to put your attention elsewhere, at least temporarily, especially if there's like this third party element or something going on. And, let's say they have something going on somewhere else with someone else. It's time to step away from that and just like focus on you. And I know focus on yourself sounds very cliche, and I know a lot of people say that and everything, but in this case, in this particular group, it definitely resonates to be true. You guys also have something sweet or something sour is coming for you within the hour. Trick or treat. Well, there's two different ways to interpret this card. It could be something about like Halloween, because it literally says trick or treat on the card. But I feel like more so than it's saying Halloween, with it saying something sweet or something sour is coming for you within the hour. This doesn't mean that something is going to happen within like an hour after you finish watching this video or anything like that. But I do feel like it's basically saying that whatever it is that your mind is focused on, it's going to bring forth whatever's going on up there in your head. So if you're thinking, for example, sour thoughts, which would be like overthinking, overanalyzing, over-obsessing, just overdoing it in general on this situation. Like I said, here, you're exerting too much energy. if you keep on doing that, you're going to get sour results. You're going to get results of no progress. You're going to get results of someone ghosting you, of someone ignoring you. You're going to get results of just like more negativity if you're thinking negative. If you keep, focusing on, does he care? Does he consider me? When God, when, all this other kind of stuff. And that's not to say that your feelings aren't valid. Of course they are. But the thing is, you can't look to another person to validate those emotions for you. You have to validate those emotions for yourself. Love yourself enough first to validate those rather than worry about somebody else validating them. So, if you're thinking, constantly kind of, what about me? What about me? What about me? Like you've been wound up every day to basically think that over and over and over again, then you're going to get more things that are going to frustrate you because it's not about you. But if you put yourself aside, if you drop that ego for like 2 seconds and start thinking about something sweet, which is, that doesn't mean that you don't acknowledge the struggle or anything like that. It doesn't mean that you don't ignore that. It's totally legitimate and understandable to acknowledge the struggle. However, if you think positive things like, I'm blessed, I'm favored, good things are on the way for me, good things are going to start happening for you, and it doesn't even have to be just dealing with this person. It could be dealing with life in general. If you start telling yourself, I'm not where I used to be, but thank God I'm not where I used to be, but, I'm okay and I'm on my way, you're going to start seeing like good things happening in your life. Um, if you start thinking about like, hey, like one day we're gonna get past this rough patch that we're in right now, and better days are ahead and things are gonna work out. It may not happen exactly how I think or when I think, but it's all gonna work out. It's all gonna come together if you just start trusting and not placing a whole ton of expectation on one part of it. Like, you're gonna start seeing better things come your way dealing with the situation, sweeter stuff dealing with the situation. And you guys have when the darkness is fighting to overcome light, expect the rebirth of death into life. Fall equinox. So something could possibly happen during the fall, which isn't for a while yet. And I mean, this card also did say trick or treat on it. And, Halloween is obviously during the fall too. So I do feel like something could happen during the fall. It may not be necessarily like the end final result because we do have, expect an upgrade within the decade. And I feel like this is going to take time to progress over time. But I do feel like there could be a breakthrough moment. There could be something that could be in a positive direction that could start to happen around the fall, around Halloween, something like that, around September or October, somewhere around there, which isn't for a while yet, because if you're watching this in real time, if you're watching this, when it is right now in January of 2021, that's not for like 10 months yet or something. So you could be waiting a while, but I feel like it's definitely going to be a test of your patience. It's going to be a test of your endurance. It's going to be a time of soul work for you guys, which is definitely slow work. So don't get frustrated with yourself. Don't get frustrated with your person. Just kind of go with the flow as best as you can. So I wish I had better news in terms of the timing for you guys, but nothing that is worth having comes easy. That's for sure. So kind of look at it from that perspective. All right, I have a few more messages here from your person, just in general, dealing with the situation. And you guys have loyal companion. My love is unconditional. So I do feel like this person does love you unconditionally, that, they do care. And because their love is like a dog's love here, basically, like a loyal companion, a loyal friend, they're basically saying not to give up on this, that it may take a while, but once again, something that is worth having, like it's worth the fight, it's worth the struggle, it's worth the wait. So, hey, look at Ross and Rachel on Friends. I realize it's a fictional example, but still, I mean, that entire series was on TV for 10 years, and it took them that entire series 10 years to finally work it out and figure it out and, reach their happy ending. And, you guys do have expect an upgrade within the decade, so maybe you guys are kind of like Ross and Rachel. It may take the next 10 years like it did for them. But that doesn't mean it's not possible. It can still happen. It can still work out, but it's definitely going to be a test of your faith. It's going to be a test of your endurance. It's going to require a lot of spiritual growth. Like, you guys are going to go through some growing pains. I'm not going to lie to you about that. It's going to be hard. And, the good news is I'm here for you guys. I'm always here for you when it comes to bringing you this readings, or of course, if you wanted to get into more in depth with this on a personal level, we could take it in terms of a private reading. But, that's kind of, why I'm here, is to kind of help you guys out and maybe give you guys a little bit of guidance and support with this, because I understand these situations are not easy. And, there are other places you can get support dealing with this too. I know there's a lot of like twin flame Facebook groups and that kind of thing where you can connect with other people who have been in difficult situations like this as well. But find support around you. It doesn't have to be necessarily through doing readings on YouTube or, through Facebook or whatever it is, but find support around you, because if you find other people around you who can, be like cheerleaders around you and encourage you and support you through this, that's going to make a huge difference as well. You're not going to feel so alone when it comes down to that. We also have I wanted you the moment I saw you, seduction. So I do feel like this person is highly attracted to you. So, not only do they see you as their loyal best friend, but, also as a lover, a lifelong companion kind of thing. We also have I can't stop thinking about you touching me, fantasies, which, goes more into the seduction kind of thing here. So there's definitely that seductive energy going on. And we also have thank you for being you. Thank you for being you. My light in the darkness illuminate. So one of the reasons why it may be a struggle dealing with this person right now is simply because they are walking through some darkness as of the moment. That, they could be in a very dark place. And even if there's not a third-party element going on here, although I do feel like a third-party element could emphasize this and it could keep them stuck and trapped longer than necessary. But even if there's not, like, this could be someone who's depressed. It could be someone who, has been carrying around a lot of their own baggage. It could be someone who has been abused or something like that, who has had a difficult upbringing maybe in their childhood or something. So I feel like this is someone who's definitely in a dark place, and it may take them some time to snap out of that and to come out of that. But I do feel like your presence and your existence in their world helps them, that it does help them, that it does help shine a light on their situation. It does help shine a light in their life. And even if you guys aren't currently communicating, even if you guys don't have something going on presently where you're, really talking in and being in one another's lives, still keep being you. Still keep radiating, keep shining, keep sparkling, keep doing all those amazing things of being you, because even from a distance, even from afar, even if there's miles apart, even if there's no communication, that makes a difference in their life. Whether you believe it or not, somehow it does, go across the distance. It goes across those energies. And finally, you guys, I have a message here from Loving Words from Jesus, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away. And you guys got, be of good comfort, your faith has made you whole. Matthew 9:22. So I feel like this is just re-emphasizing here the fact that you guys are going to need a lot of faith. So yeah, it may be a difficult and challenging uphill kind of battle of a climb for you guys coming up here over the next few years dealing with this person, but have faith. You got to have faith and you got to trust. And I know I know that's not easy. I get it 100%. You know, faith and hope and trust and all that stuff. It sounds like, you know, kind of like lightweight, fluffy kind of stuff, but it's not. It's heavy duty hard work is what it comes down to, but it is possible. And I feel like the more you guys dig your heels in and have that faith and have that hope and press on and press through, you're going to find comfort through that. You know, God is there for you, number one, first and foremost. He's going to give you that comfort. He's going to give you that support. He's going to give you that encouragement. He'll bring other people into your life who are going to help you in finding that strength and encouragement as well. So be kind to yourself through this process as well. And, you know, try to give them some grace and understanding, and just understand that this is probably going to take a while. So for pile number one, the bad news is this is going to take a while. You know, not going to lie to you about that. It's going to take a while. It's going to take some time before this situation really picks up and flies and gets to the point where you may want to be. There may be points where you're going to have breakthroughs, like coming up in the fall, which still isn't for a while from where we're at right now. But to see the full picture manifest and get to the place where you want it to be, it's probably going to take some time. It's probably going to take a while. But you know, you're going to know deep down inside if this person is worth the wait. You're going to know deep down inside if this is a situation that you want to continue to persist through. So, you know, that's kind of up to you. But I do believe that you guys are strong. You guys are confident. You guys are, you know, super badass spiritual warfares. And I believe in you, and I know that you can do anything you put your mind to, whether it's this situation or anything else. So the ball is in your court when it comes to that. Anyways, I hope that this message resonated and made sense for you. If the message didn't flow, of course, just let it go. But if it did make sense, let me know and leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you, even if it's just a simple small emoji. Please also give this video a big thumbs up. That helps me out a lot too. And feel free to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are coming their way, and so you guys know when I'm going live, because whenever I go live, you'll get that little bell ding ding notification on YouTube, and then you can join in on a live and get a reading done. And I would love to be able to do that for you guys and have some fun there. Private readings are open too, like I said, and yeah, I am just so incredibly grateful and thankful that you guys decided to stop on by, hang out here with me for a little bit. It definitely warms my heart and means the world to me. So yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love. Hi, pile 2. If you chose Wildberry Jam Donut, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out, when is he coming back? When will he return? All right, so let's see what we got here. I feel bad for pile 1. They kind of got like a long time that they're going to have to wait, but you know, it happens. Hopefully it'll be a little bit better for you guys. But we got a little bit of Divine Time Oracle here from Bridget Rao of Divine Essentials. And let's see what we have for you guys. Okay, so the first thing we got is 1111 Awakening Union. Pay attention. So you guys could be getting clues about what you need to know dealing with your situation, like right now as we speak. You know, when we see 1111, like I know a lot of people think of like, oh, you know, twin flames, union, that kind of thing. But you know what? Before I ever even knew about twin flames or any of that kind of stuff, you know, I always used to hear the whole thing of, oh, it's 1111, make a wish kind of a thing. So it's almost kind of like, you know, I feel like 1111 is asking you here to kind of like make your wish, you know, like put your desires out there, you know, put your dreams and your desires out there of what you want to see happen, of what you want to see manifest. And, you know, 1111 is not just about like twin flames. It can also be kind of just like a little bit of a I talk about on here with YouTube, for example, I ask people to subscribe and hit the notification bell. When you guys hit that notification bell, you are literally notified every time I upload a video or I go live. So think of like that notification bell with YouTube. Think of that notification bell as 1111 in a spiritual sense. It's like every time you see 1111, you're getting a notification like on YouTube or on your phone or whatever it is. It's like you're getting a notification from the universe. You're getting a notification from God here basically saying, hey, I'm trying to get your attention about something, and I would really like you to pay attention and listen to me right now. So I feel like you are being clues, that you are being given hints and signs and synchronicities and stuff like that to just like be on the lookout for, to pay attention to, that's going to help you in your journey dealing with this. So that's pretty cool. That's a good start. We also have 818, expansion, seeing results, awakening the intuitive, which is very cool. I feel like you guys are definitely the group that may be seeing a lot of numbers because, first we have 1111, you could be seeing that a lot. And now we have 818, so you could be seeing 818 a lot too. If you have ties to Los Angeles like I do, you might also think, oh, that's the area code for the valley, because that's literally what I always think when I see 818. I'm like, oh, it's the valley, but I know not everyone's going to be thinking that way. That's just my brain. But anyway, with expansion, seeing results, and awakening the intuitive, it's funny because we have awakening the intuitive and awakening union. So I feel like there's a lot of awakening that's happening within your connection right now, you guys, that you yourself may be like, going to a new level spiritually, that you yourself may be realizing a lot of things dealing with your connection. And I don't feel like it's just you. I feel like your person may be realizing a lot of things dealing with your connection as well, that they may be understanding, hey, there's more to this than meets the eye, that, this is something that is divinely guided, that this isn't something that just happens every day. They may not necessarily know what the term twin flame means or what it is, but I feel like they definitely have like a soul recognition on the inside of it, that they can emotionally connect to it. They may not necessarily have a term or a phrase or wording for it, because at the end of the day, twin flames are just a label, soulmates are just a label, all those things are just labels. So they may not necessarily have a label for it, but I feel like they do recognize it and they do understand it. So I feel like you're both like kind of rising up to new levels right now and understanding these things. And because of that, you are going to see things expand within your connection, and you're going to start seeing some results. So, that's a good thing. It all starts on a spiritual level, you guys. It all starts in the unseen. And, whatever's going on that spiritual level, it's eventually going to, step forward into the physical. So this is a good thing. So if you guys are currently experiencing that, that's going to be a good thing, because that'll eventually carry over into the physical. So we also have delays. It's going to be longer. The wait will make you stronger. So it seems like there are going to be a little bit of delays. I'm not exactly quite sure how long the delay is going to be, but if things do take a little bit longer than you anticipate, and that doesn't mean it's going to be delayed by like years or something like that, maybe that means you have to wait like a month or so longer than you thought you were going to, or something like that. Then instead of something happening earlier in the year, it's going to have to happen later in the year or something. But whatever the case may be, it's true what they say. It's like what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So it's like the wait here is going to make you stronger as well. But I don't feel like you guys are going to have to wait like a super crazy amount of time. But if there are delays, it's definitely, there's a purpose behind it. There's going to be a reason. Think of it as like eating a fruit, or like eating a fruit or something. You don't want to eat it when it's not ripe yet. It's not going to taste good. It's not going to be like as sweet or as juicy as it could be if it was like perfectly ripe. So you guys may not be exactly ripe yet. So you may have to wait a little bit, but I think it'll be worth it in the end. It's going to be worth that wait. Okay, and this is starting to make sense as to why you guys got the delayed card. So if there are delays, I feel like there is a way you guys could prevent some of these delays. Maybe not all of them, but you could prevent some of them. And I feel like the way that you can do that is by not doing this. Seconds tick by. Stop watching the time. Obsessed and repressed. So if you guys have your eyes heavily on that clock there and you're watching the time and you're like, this person has to come back to me right here, right now. I have zero patience. I have no time. You know, if you start acting like you have 6 months to live or something and you really don't, and you're going to be around for decades yet, you don't need to be getting all obsessed here with the clock. And I know especially, you know, for us as women, sometimes, you know, we get into this space because it's like we feel that biological clock ticking and everything too. And I completely understand that because I have been in this position 1,000,001 times. I'm still in this position right now. But you know, we can't let that consume us. It's not healthy. It's not good for us to let ourselves get consumed by that clock. And, you know, you need to remember that miracles happen every day and that suddenly moments happen every day too. It's like one day you could be looking at things and there's no change, no progress. It seems like nothing is happening on the surface. But like I said at the beginning, you guys, there's usually a lot of stuff happening underneath the surface spiritually, and it's going to have to come out and reveal itself eventually here. So you need to remember that, and remember that those things are going to come through, but you got to leave the clock alone. Stop looking at the time. You know, go out and enjoy your life. Live your life. Enjoy it. Time also flies when you're having fun. So do some things that are fun. Like, I know you guys are able to find fun things to do outside of your person. Once upon a time, you obviously were able to. So go and do those same things that, you know, brought you joy and were fun for you. You never know what could be happening here. So keep your eyes off the clock. Just enjoy life, live life, have fun. I do feel like if you stop being obsessed about the time, it will actually knock some of these delays off. So if you don't want there to be delays, you know, chill out with stressing out about timing. You know, God's got it. God's not gonna, you know, like let you just have the time pass by. You know, very rarely is God ever early, but he's never late. He's always on time. So, you know, try to remember that. You guys also have starseed codes applauding you. Unconditional love 777. So 777 could be another number that you guys need to be on the lookout for. But with unconditional love, you know, I feel like there is a lot of unconditional love in this connection between you and your person, indefinitely. And with starseed codes applauding you, I really kind of look at this as like, you know, the angels and God up above basically applauding you, telling you that you're on the right track, that you're doing the right things. And I think that makes sense here with, you know, the awakening cards that you guys got and, you know, expansion, seeing results, that kind of thing. So I do feel like you guys have already been doing a lot of spiritual work, that you guys have already been like growing in your faith, growing in your trust and your confidence in God and everything. So I do feel like you guys have already put in a lot of work. Not just in your connection, but just within yourself and bettering yourself and, you know, having a good life and everything. So I do feel like you've already been doing that. And it's like, if you were to look at yourself 6 months ago or a year ago or something like that, you can probably see how much you've grown and how much you've changed, and how you can probably see like, hey, yeah, you know what? I am a more patient person now. I do have more faith in this situation now than I did a year ago, or you know, whatever the case may be. So I do feel like you guys have already done a lot of the legwork, and this is basically a card where, God is basically just reminding you that he sees that and he's proud of you. And, he's not saying that all the hard work that you've already put in is in vain or anything like that, because it's not. He sees that and he recognizes that and he's very proud of you. So definitely keep going, keep doing what you're doing, keep up the good fight of faith, because it is making a difference. It is definitely making a difference in the spiritual realm, and this eventually has to cross over and come out into the physical. So just keep doing what you're doing. Don't give up now, because you've already made so much progress. And literally my ear is starting to ring as soon as I started saying that. So I don't know, maybe that's a message for me that I needed to hear. But if not, maybe it's also ringing because that's just like a really important thing that somebody here needed to hear as well, besides myself. We also have in the light of the sun, it will all be done summer. So I feel like you guys are going to hit like a major breakthrough moment. You guys are going to have some major progress dealing with this person come summertime. So if you guys are looking to reconcile, if you're looking to get back together, if you're looking to, be in a committed relationship with this person, it very well could happen during the summer. Because this card is obviously about summertime. Who knows? Maybe you guys have like a strong summer connection dealing with this person in general already. Maybe you guys originally met during the summer or something. Who knows? But I do feel like you guys are going to see like a huge reward coming your way come the summertime. So, it's still a little while away, because it is January right now as I am recording this and uploading this, and especially if you're watching this in real time. So that's still, like a good 6 months away. But, a lot of stuff can happen between now and then. Don't be obsessive watching that clock during, the next few months leading up until summer. Don't worry about any delays. Don't try and get frustrated or anything like that. But it does seem like something will be happening. Something's going to be popping off here come summertime, and I think it's going to be a good thing. So that may be the time you start seeing some of this stuff start to manifest and actually come through for you guys. So I think the summer is going to be super exciting for you. And we also have a few messages here from Journey of Love for you, also from Bridget Rao of Divine Essentials, just to kind of see what your person may have to say to you right now in conjunction to all this timing that's happening. So we have, I feel you inside me and it drives me insane, magnetism. So this person is definitely drawn to you like a magnet. There's definitely that deep, undeniable connection there. And this card, too, kind of reminds me of summer. It's like this girl's looking out on the water and the sun is setting. It just kind of looks like a nice, warm, sunny, summery kind of day, which, it has a very similar vibe to like this card, too. So, yeah, but I feel like this person is definitely drawn to you. It may drive them a little crazy in the head at times, but that's okay. We also have I can hear you, telepathic. So I feel like this is just confirmation that you guys do feel one another. You guys can hear one another, that you're not like some crazy person. Sometimes it's like we can have like this shift in our emotions, and it's like we can be fine 1 second and then the next minute, we're all upset about something and we don't even know why we're upset. It's not like anyone said anything to us or did anything to us. It's not like something happened to make us be that way, but it's like we just snap out of nowhere. And sometimes that's not even because of that, of us. It's sometimes because maybe we're feeling something that they're actually going through. So that's always something to remember, that you guys are definitely connected. You guys can definitely like feel what the other person is definitely experiencing and going through. Dive into the depths with me. Emotional changes. So I do feel like over the next few months, you guys are going to be going through a lot of emotional changes, especially Especially if, sorry guys, I got distracted. Text messages coming through. La, la, la. Yeah, especially if you guys aren't going to like fully see anything happen until around the summertime. I feel like between now and the summer, over like the next 6 months, you guys are going to be going through a lot of emotional changes. And I feel like some of them are going to be good and some of them are going to be painful in a sense. Um, like growing pains, I guess you could say. I feel like some of those emotional changes are going to be a struggle because that may be where some of these delays may come in. It may be you emotionally kind of wrestling with yourself to not focus on the clock kind of stuff. But I also feel like some of those emotional changes are going to be good, or there's going to be awakening and revelations coming across to you, and like new ways of thinking and new ways of being and stuff like that. And I feel like it's going to be the same for them. Like, whatever struggles you're going to be going through, they're going to be going through that emotionally too. And whatever like positive and good changes are going to be happening emotionally for you, they're also going to be experiencing that. And you guys are going to be able to feel that from one another as well here with that telepathic connection. So I do feel like there's going to be a lot of those changes, a lot of that spiritual and emotional development happening over the next few months leading up to this time of coming together during the summer. And finally, you guys are going to really love the last card that you guys got because you have the Union card. I know, it looks like the same thing as the front, but it's not. This is the front, this is the back, but it says Union on the bottom. So I do believe that that's what's going to happen come summertime for you guys. You guys will have your union. You'll be like 100% completely together come the summertime. You guys are going to be where you want to be in the summer. So that's super exciting. I do believe union will come along for you guys. Your happy ending, your happily ever after. And finally, from Loving Words from Jesus, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away. And you guys got, I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you. John 14:18. So I feel like any struggles that you guys do experience between now and when this all comes together around the summertime, just remember that God is there. He is with you. He's going to give you comfort when you need it. So when you do experience those down times, when you do experience those struggles, because I'm sure they'll still be there at some point, just turn to Him. Just remember that God is there with you. He's there to give you love. He's there to give you support, encouragement, comfort, anything that you need. If your spiritual tank is low, if you're low on faith, if you're low on hope, head over to the spiritual gas station and fill up. So, don't sit there on the side of the road and whine and complain about it. Just pull your little spiritual car into the gas station and fill up. He's there for you to give you that comfort. So, but he can't give that to you if you don't pull into that gas station. So, if that makes any sense. There's his part and then there's our part too, but he does want to give you that comfort and support in those times. Anyway, so yeah, that's basically what's going on for you guys. I think especially come the summer, there's going to be some amazing union happening. Amazing? Did I say amazing? I don't know. Amazing union happening for you guys. And yeah, that's exciting. So I think you guys can pull through and make it through for the next few months. Summer will be here before you know it. I know there's like snow and it's cold outside right now, and summer feels like the furthest thing away, but the time will fly. And the more you're having fun, the faster it's going to fly. So find the fun, I guess. Anyways, I hope that this message made sense and this resonated for you. If the message did not flow, of course, just let it go. But if it did make sense, please let me know and leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you, even if it's just a simple small emoji. So yeah, also give this video a big thumbs up. That definitely helps me out a lot too. Feel free to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way. And also so you guys know when I'm going live and you guys can jump in and be a part of the fun there and get a reading done. And, like I said, private readings are open too. So hit me up if you're interested in one of those. And, yeah, so I am just so incredibly grateful and thankful that you guys decided to stop on by here, hang out with me for a little bit today. It definitely warms my heart and means the world to me. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I'm sending you lots of hugs and much love. Hi, Pile 3. If you chose pumpkin cupcake as your candle, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out when is he going to return. All right, we're gonna start off here with some Divine Time Oracle from Bridget Rao of Divine Essentials, and we're gonna find out what you guys need to know in terms of timing. When are they gonna be back? Alrighty, so we're going to start off here with beginnings and endings are one and the same oneness. So I feel like with this card is basically kind of saying that you guys may be kind of at like a crossroads right now where there could be something ending dealing with the situation. And it's going to be one of two things. It could be that the situation with your person that maybe the situation with your person as a whole is time to end right now, which I don't necessarily like saying that, but that could be the case. It could be the case that like this relationship, that this season, that this time with this person, that it could be done. That could be time to basically move on here dealing with this person. Or it could mean that like the season that you guys are in right now in particular dealing with this person could be ending as well. But you guys have to remember, of course, every time something does end, there is a new beginning that happens elsewhere. So let's see what else we need to know. Yeah, you guys got the time is now. No need to wait. Go out on a date. Moving on. So I do feel like for you guys, unfortunately, it kind of seems like maybe right now is no longer the time to be like holding on to the situation, dealing with this person. Now, I know with, the time is now, no need to wait, go out on a date kind of a thing. I know that for a lot of people, man, the text messages are just like flowing in this morning. It's not even like noon yet, and they're just like flowing in. I literally rolled out of bed to start doing a reading, and people are like, blah, blah, we want to talk to you. Not right now, I'm busy. Anyway, but yeah, like I know that typically for a lot of people, like it's hard to just like move on and go out on a date, especially if you're like if you're emotionally and mentally committed elsewhere. And in no way should you like go out with somebody else and force yourself to move on if you're really not ready to. I'm not a big believer in that phrase of, the best way to get over someone is to get under someone kind of a thing. No, because you're kind of just like burying what is still alive basically, and that doesn't work. The only way you can really officially like do this, now is the time, no need to wait, go out on a date kind of thing, is if you're really mentally and totally ready to do that. If the idea of going out there and meeting new people actually genuinely excites you. And if it does, then this may be right for you. Then it may be time to actually do that. If the idea of meeting someone new excites you. If it doesn't, then that's okay. You don't necessarily have to like go out with somebody else, but the time may be now to maybe not necessarily look for other people, but to just, have fun and live your own life. Take yourself out on a date, if anything, kind of a thing. And yeah, it may be time to just like take yourself out on a date and not so much worry about this. Because I do feel like for some of you, like this is kind of like the ending, dealing with this particular person, where there's going to be a new beginning elsewhere. And for some of you, that new beginning is going to happen in terms of, going out with someone else, finding somebody else pretty much. Which I know is not like the easiest thing to hear, but that could be the case for some of you guys. Now, for those of you who it's not like the situation ending as a whole, dealing with this person, it could be just like a stressful season dealing with them. It may not be like the relationship as a whole may be over, but just like a stressful season that you're dealing with this person. It could be like a season of separation, a season of anxiety, whatever it is. There could be a difficult season here that could be ending dealing with the two of you. You guys have the one you miss will come for a kiss, nostalgia. So, obviously that's dealing with somebody from your past. It's dealing with somebody that you already know. It's dealing with somebody that you're already connected to. It's probably dealing with the person that you came here to this reading asking about. And it does say that, they will come back, that they will come back for a kiss, that that there is nostalgia there, that you miss them and they probably miss you. So I do feel like for those of you where it's simply the ending of a difficult season, it's the ending of having to wait, it's the ending of separation, it's the ending of a lack of communication, or whatever the case may be, I do feel like they're going to come back and they're going to want to spend time with you, and that's where that new beginning is going to wind up being, basically. But for those of you where the person does wind up coming back, basically, I do still feel like this card kind of applies to you still too. But like I said, in terms of like going out on a date, it may not necessarily be like go out on a date with a person, but it could be just like take yourself out on a date kind of a thing. Meaning like, live your life, have fun, go and enjoy it, like if you enjoy shopping, take yourself out on a shopping day or something like that. And I know it's kind of hard to like figure out ways to like go out and do anything, even if it is by yourself, because of COVID happening and that kind of thing. Like I would say even, take yourself to the movies, but you can't even do that. So you're going to have to get creative here in how you're going to do this, but that doesn't mean that it can't be done. It can definitely be done. So for some of you, like I said, I feel like there's going to be two different groups here in one group. That one group is going to be the group who needs to like move on from this person as a whole and, go out on a date with new people, period. And then there's going to be those of you where it's just like the ending of a season dealing with a particular person who will eventually come back. And in the meantime, you kind of need to take yourself out on a date, if that makes any kind of sense. I know it's a little confusing, but I feel like it's confusing because there's like two different groups. And if you came to this pile, I feel like you're going to know which group you fall in. You're going to know if you're like, hey, this situation really was bad for me. It really was unhealthy for me. Who knows? It could have been like a very toxic, narcissistic type of person. You could have been dealing with a sociopath or something like that, which is why this needs to end, period. It could have been abusive or something, and which is why it's time to, completely move on from this person. But for others of you, you know that you're probably not dealing with someone who's like that, someone who may have some of their own demons and stuff that they need to work things out with. True, but it's not something that's like toxic or unhealthy. It's just someone who's just like another broken human being that you know you guys can work things out with, and eventually like they'll return. So I feel like you're going to know automatically, like intuitively and instinctively, which category you fall in. So try not to get that twisted. You know, take whichever group resonates for you within this one group. So that's really interesting that that's coming out. You guys also have, you're going to be shocked, stop staring at the clock. So I feel like regardless of which group you fall in either of those situations, you're going to be surprised that there's going to be a suddenly moment where things are just going to like suddenly click and come together. You know, it's kind of like if you are the person who needs to move on from this individual altogether, like you're going to have that aha moment where you're going to be like, yes, I am ready to move on. Like I definitely don't need that person anymore. And it's going to click, and then it's going to click with you elsewhere with somebody else, and it's all going to make sense. And then if you're the person who's dealing with someone who is eventually going to come back kind of a person, I feel like it's just going to click and you're going to have that aha moment, and then boom, it's like that person's going to show up and they're going to be there out of absolutely nowhere. Like you're not going to be expecting it, and then boom, they're there. And all of those dreams are just going to come true. It's going to be one of those suddenly moments. But I feel like it's within both of those groups. And the key to basically get there is to not look at the clock. And I feel like that's been an ongoing theme in all three groups. I feel like that's something I've said to every single pile, is to stop staring at the clock, because that really messes you up. It really messes you up when you keep staring at it, because you're not going out, you're not living your life, you're not having fun. You know, the reason why that phrase, time flies when you're having fun, exists for a reason is because it's true, you know? Like when we were kids and we would sit in school and stare at the clock all day, it seemed like it took forever for the clock to reach like 3 o'clock for us to go home or whatever, right? And but then at the same token, if you know you're on vacation or you go to Disneyland or something like that, like it seems like the day just absolutely flies by, as opposed to like when you're sitting there at school. So it's about perspective too. And I guarantee you, you're not looking at the clock when you're at Disneyland. Well, maybe you do when you're standing in line for a ride and the line takes a while, but aside from that, you're probably realistically not looking at the clock very much. You're just enjoying your life. You're enjoying your time. So do the same thing in real life. Treat life as Disneyland. You don't need to look at the clock. Which is funny because then you guys have stop and look around. All you want will be found. So I do feel like you're being given clues and you're being given hints from God and the universe, basically, as to what it is that you do need. You're being given hints. You're being given clues to help you along the way with this, to give you the faith and give you the strength, to give you the confidence that you need, basically. So, you know, those little clues and those little signs and those little synchronicities, they're there. They're there to help you. So instead, you know, I don't want to say look for those things, like make it a scavenger hunt or anything, because I don't want you guys to go from being obsessed with the time to being obsessed with looking for signs. I think it's more so about just like staying open-minded, because the more open-minded you are, like those clues and those hints are just gonna like magically randomly kind of pop up and just be there, and you're gonna be like, oh, okay, well that's pretty cool. And you guys also have when the light and the dark remain in a balance, expect to see solace, breathe life in the barren. Spring equinox. So we got something happening here dealing with the springtime. So I feel like in the springtime, that may be when you have this moment that is like an aha moment, a suddenly kind of moment where things are just going to like magically click, because you're not looking at the clock though. You know, just to remind you guys, if you're looking at the clock, that's probably not going to happen. But if you're not looking at the clock, then that suddenly moment is probably going to happen, probably sometime around the spring. And I feel like around the springtime is when like the new beginning is going to happen. Like whatever ending, I feel like that may be happening right now. It's kind of like the ending could be happening in this current moment, in this current season during the winter or whatever. But I feel like the new beginnings will start happening around the springtime, because the springtime is all about new beginning. It's about rejuvenation. It's about, those blossoms starting to pop up, and things are starting to bud and bloom again and that kind of thing. Things are becoming green again. Things are starting to grow again. There's life being put back into the earth and put back into the ground of what seemed to be hibernating all winter. So I definitely feel like there's going to be some of that happening for you guys during the springtime. And, probably around the springtime, if you're the group of people who needs to like move on from a person altogether, then that could be the time, that could be the season that you wind up meeting somebody new. And if you're not that group and you're the group of people where that person is going to wind up coming back to you, I feel like that may be the time and that may be the season where they come back or they return. But once again, either way, I think it's really important that you guys don't pay attention to the clock, because I feel like if you do, this springtime could be pushed back further. It could be pushed back into summer, fall, so on and so forth. So, these times, they can always change. They're interchangeable. They're not like set in stone or whatever. I feel like things can be accelerated or things can be delayed, all depending on how you are and how you handle them. We also have some Journey of Love Union cards for you guys, also from Bridget Rao of Divine Essentials, just to kind of see what your person would like to say to you right now, in conjunction to what's going on here with the timing. And we have forgiveness, please forgive me. So I do feel like, especially if you're the group of people where you're going to wind up reuniting with this person, where they wind up coming back, in order for that to happen, in order for you guys to have your new beginning with this person, part of that ending that probably needs to happen right now is forgiveness. So if you're holding onto any bitterness, resentment, anger, anything like that towards this person, you're going to have to let go of that. You're going to have to forgive them. And even if you're not the group of people who wind up reuniting, you still need to forgive this person, not because you have to let the other person back in, not because you have to reconcile or anything like that, but simply because forgiveness is good for you. So it doesn't matter whether you reconcile with somebody or not. Reconciliation isn't the point. I mean, if it leads to that, that's great, but the point of forgiveness is it releases you from that prison. It releases you from that prison of holding on to anything that's toxic, anything that's bitter, anything that's resentful. Because once you get to a place of bitterness and resentment, it's a lot harder to clear that stuff out of your system than when it's just anger. So really try to find that forgiveness so you can completely move on from the situation, whether that means moving on from the person or just moving on from that season, so you guys can rebuild and start afresh and start anew together. And you guys also have impatient. I can't wait. So I feel like there's some impatience energy happening here, which may be a part of the problem, which is also why I'm telling you guys to not look at that clock, because, I feel like you guys are definitely having some impatience here. And chances are, if you are like your person maybe feeling impatient too, it's probably like a two-way kind of thing. But, there's definitely some impatience that's going on here. And you don't want that to become a hindrance, obviously. You guys also have, I just want loyal companionship, completion. So, I feel like at the end of the day, you guys will wind up achieving this. If that means you wind up finding somebody new, you'll wind up finding that completion, and you'll wind up finding that companionship that you're truly desiring elsewhere. Or, if it's that person who winds up returning and winds up coming back, I feel like when they do, it will be in a healthy and stable and whole way, and, kind of like your best friend. Like, look at this girl and her dog here on the card. That companionship, it's like, being loyal like a dog, basically. So it kind of reminds me of that. And we have, I can't wait to dance with you into eternity, union. So I do feel like union is available to you, that this is someone who, wants to spend the rest of their lives with you. That, it's a connection that goes beyond life, that goes beyond death, that it is a forever, eternity kind of connection. And, like I said, you guys, if it's not with the person that you're currently with, it will be with somebody else who is, and who's even better than that. Or, like I said, for the other half of you in this group, it's going to be with the person that you're already dealing with, who is going to return, and it is going to be good, and it is going to be better and improved. But either way, this union, this happiness, this companionship, this forever type of connection, this lifelong partnership, it is available to you. And finally, you guys, from Loving Words from Jesus, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away, you guys got, ask and you shall receive, that your joy may be full. John 16:24. So I feel like this card is basically saying, like, whatever it is that brings you peace, whatever it is that brings you joy in your life, if you don't have it, you need to ask for it. The reason why, I know it's not this Bible verse in particular, but there's another one that basically says you have not because you ask not. If you're not asking for it, you're not going to get it. That's just one of the keys to manifesting anything in life. You have to put it out there. You have to put out that request. You have to start, like, declaring it by faith. You have to start thanking God for it in advance. You have to start, living your life and living that mental mindset like you already have it, like it's already there. So if you start doing that, you're going to find joy, you're going to find fullness, and God is going to provide those things for you, and He's going to provide you the dreams of your heart, the desires of your heart. So, so definitely start asking for it. If you haven't already, start putting it out there. Start doing some manifesting stuff. Anyway, that's what I see going on for you guys, dealing with your connection and when they will come back. Very interesting here that it was kind of like a bizarre split thing in one group, because that didn't happen with the other two, but sometimes that happens. It's like a double message in one group can sometimes happen. So hopefully that made a little sense. I feel like it was a little confusing for me as I was trying to, like, spit it out and get it out, but I think that's just because I was feeling like these two different vibes that was coming through, and I wanted to make sure that, each one was brought through, because I knew each side needed to be heard. But like I said, I feel like you guys are going to know which one you belong on regardless. Anyway, hopefully it makes sense, though. If the message did not flow, of course, just let it go. But if it did, please let me know and leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you, even if it's just through a simple small emoji. Please give this video a big thumbs up. That helps me out a lot too. Feel free to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way, and also so you guys know when I'm going live. And I would love to have you guys come on out for a live and see you there and get a reading done that way too. And like I said, private readings are open and available as well, so all the information for that is down below. And so I am just so incredibly thankful and grateful that you guys decided to come on out here and hang out with me for a little bit today. It definitely warms my heart and means the world to me. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love.